What's up, Doc? Love the new workspace.
Violet, what a lovely surprise.
Can't stay. I'm just here with a special delivery.
Oh, you didn't.
Oh, yes, I did.
This is the dear departed John Standish, the sage?
Consider it a thank you gift from Mr. Berg. But we have a request.
I can't bring him back to life. The Shroud doesn't work that way.
We know the primary goal of the Phoenix Project is to sequence precursor DNA, reverse engineer artifacts, and all that good shit. But we want you to make something for us. A body.
Even with this sage, a viable clone is still decades away.
Then the sooner we get started, the better. Can it be done?
I don't know. But I can't wait to find out! I tell you, Consus, between the Standish sample and the recovered blood vials from Bartholomew Roberts' stash, we're pulling incredible data. The promotions are nice, the work is amazing, but there's so much managerial bullshit to deal with now. It's enough to make me miss the days when all I had to do was get shot in the face.
Dr. Gramática, can you hear me?
Violet! What a...
Shut up, no time. There's a team of assassins on your doorstep.
But my clones! The Shroud!
I've dispatched Sigma team, but they're going to be too late. Get out of there, double time.
Galena, can you keep them off my back, please? I'm trying to steal their data before the servers go up in flames.
Templar, dumb!
Nice to see you having fun.
Hello, we're here to destroy your abominable samples and... Wait, are you wearing a blanket?
Is it fireproof?
No, wait, that's the... Oh! Ah!
Mission accomplished. Gavin's waiting. We go.
I am damaged, repaired, rest. Goodbye, Consus. Thank you. The Paris facility was completely destroyed, along with our best samples. All that work, lost forever. With that in mind, these are notes towards increased efforts in locating new precursor samples. I want to merge industry and entertainment in the hearts and minds of the public. Every product and service Abstergo offers should be sending user data to Helix for us to look through. That will be a tough sell to a public who's already scared of Big Brother, so we will sell them on Big Mother. Nobody likes it when the government snoops on our social media, but everyone's wearing an Abstergo body band fitness monitor. What about an Abstergo stenographer? We take a sample from the plaintiff and defendant, and then relive the case through the animals. Yes, that's what I want. I'll ask Mr. Ricken to lean on the Justice Department to get samples from the prison population as well. Laetitia has authorized a series of Abstergo clinics. We're going to open them in cities around the world. Abstergo Healthcare. Imagine being adopted and finding out who your birth parents are, along with your entire medical history in minutes. Under Melanie Lemay's watch, Abstergo Entertainment has more users than ever. That's great, but that's still a pretty small user base. But we need to expand our demographics. Not a lot of virtual feature enthusiasts in the octogenarian set. So let's make products that appeal to them. I want to create a digital wake where people can show the loved ones they leave behind their best memories together. From the Angelus baby monitor to a virtual funeral, I want everyone on this planet to be connected to Helix. Then we can... Ah, damn it. What's the use? It's over. I'm finished.
Hello, Alvaro.
What the hell do you want?
Don't look so glum. Let me tell you what I've been working on lately. We sent Berg to India last year to chase a lead involving Koh-i-Noor. It was a dead end, but we did manage to find some data on an assassin from the 1800s, Arbaz Mir. And, while that's all very interesting, when we looked further into his genetic line, we found this.
Arbaz Mir's son was in London, so what?
Look closer.
Blah, blah, assumed name Henry Green, blah, blah. CMC and the Assassins were searching for... Oh, my God. You found another one.
My teams are working outward from this sample. We've scoured Helix and tracked down a set of memories from the Grand Master of the British Rite, Crawford Starrick. We're also looking for data on other assassins of the era.
Don't you have anyone searching for the new shroud?
No one yet. You want to call in Berg?
As soon as humanly possible. Isabelle, what brings you here?
I came to gloat, actually. Look at this data.
A sage.
It gets better. Check his patrilineal line.
Let's see. Patrilineal line. 19th century American Midwest. 18th century American Revolution. 16th century Ottoman Empire. 15th century Italian Renaissance. Oh my God. You don't mean...
Yeah. The best part? His mother just walked him into one of your new clinics in New York City.
I'd really like to strip him for parts like we did with Subject 17.
Oh, no, you don't. You had your chance with the Shroud. This asset is mine, and I won't be a party to the needless mutilation of a 10-year-old boy. It's inhumane.
So what do you plan to do with him?
Given his unique lineage, I think we should put him into an animus for the next 50 years. Think of the data we could extract.
That's terribly old-fashioned. In any case, we should send Sigma team to recover him.
No. I'm going to keep an eye on him for now. We'll collect him when the time is right.
So on data number 6 or 7, that girl threw a grenade and destroyed the Shroud. So now they're trying to find a new one. Very interesting. Ah, this isn't a recording. DDS genetic memory export, subject Publius Voluminus 142 BC, Philippi, Macedonia. We surround Brutus's body, mourning the passing of one of Roma's greatest defenders, his life taken by his own hand. Marcus Antonius has sent us his finest mantle to wrap the body. A feeble gesture, after all. It was his refusal to stand against Octavian that caused our defeat. We will pretend to accept Antonius's gesture for now, but we have brought a shroud of our own. We wrap it around the body and step back. We have never used it before, and we are frightened. Movement! We raise an edge of the shroud, and Brutus's eyes open. His arms lift and bend with restored life. His fingers grip the air as if he pulls himself back into his body. He does not breathe or speak. He simply lays there, unmoving, unblinking. He is not warm. He does not react to touch. Whatever power lies within this artifact, it has not returned our brother to us. We close his eyes again. There is no sign that he ever moved. Some of us weep. It is a second death. We remove the shroud and return it to its plain wooden box, then wrap Brutus in Antonius's gift. Forgive us, brother. They have taken from us, from Roma, but now is not the time to respond. We must regroup, plan, prepare for what is sure to come. Repeat after me, children. There is no piece of Eden that can bring someone back from the dead. Stop asking. A Gramática. Monterrigonia, Italy. Subject Renato Auditore. Subject Renato Auditore. Okay, so he's related to Ezio. A myth become miracle. The holy winding sheet has arrived, freshly plucked from Templar hands in France. I do not want to look at the thing, but I must confirm for myself. I meet my brothers in the villa. My brothers tell me that the shroud's owner, Geoffrey de Charny, suspects nothing. We have paid many men and women a fortune to replace his shroud with an intricate replica, to remove this burden from history. I can feel something the moment it is lifted from its box. Evil. A sickness in my belly. I begin to take my notes. A man's shape has been burned into the shroud, arms to his sides and palms forward. According to the church's records, the visage has changed throughout history. Different men? Who are they? He appears to have been tortured. The fabric itself is yellowed, old. It has bloodstains on it, which are to be expected with wounds such as these. Satisfied that we possess what we had sought, we fold the shroud and put it back into its box. I hear words, faint in my mind. One might mistake them for spirits, but for me they simply reinforce the importance of my task. What better place than our walled city to hide such abominations from mankind? We will bury it deep and set up measures to ensure it remains hidden. We will burn church records and send claims of fraud to religious leaders. Who would know its flaws better than the ones who forged it? Renato Auditore, son of Domenico and Isabella, who was a pretty forgettable assassin. Although he was largely responsible for turning Monteriggioni into an assassin stronghold, the Auditore family only really gets interesting with Renato's grandson, Mario and Giovanni. Okay, so it's not impossible to destroy a shroud. As we know from earlier, they threw a grenade at it. That was like too much. It can only, if you destroy the shroud, it can't. Well, it healed the guy that was wearing it, but that was the last time. That was the last time. So I don't understand why they don't just destroy the shroud. All right, DDS genetic memory, Mario Auditore, Monteriggioni, Italy again. Luciano Pizzati confessed the truth behind Montefeltro's siege. He was not here for Monteriggioni. He sought what lies beneath her, something my ancestors hid. We will find it. We must find what the Fiorentini were seeking, be it a relic, treasure, or junk. I have called in my architects and historians. Together we will solve this mystery. We studied the Auditore journals and uncover many cryptic messages and vague references. We cannot make sense of them. I walked the architect through Monteriggioni's building layout, and we discuss the possible hiding places beneath each one. I know there are secrets beneath the villa that my assistants will not find in any record book. However, I do not believe anything I have found would be so interesting to our enemy. Surely the Pieve de Santa Maria Assunta is a wise place to search. After all, churches have long kept some of mankind's darkest secrets. We spend an afternoon searching, but come away with nothing. The Auditore have a crypt in Monteriggioni filled with secrets. My brother Giovanni explored it thoroughly when he was younger, and though his findings were shocking, he found no artifact. The well. Searching the Auditore family records, we find that one. I think that was a typo. We find that one of my ancestors had an old well, drained and then further excavated. A senseless act, unless he was hiding something. Alvaro, as promised, here is the first delivery of DDS data. Some of it is very fragmented. We're still cleaning up the mess. Erudito made of everything. I Ardant. Date 1454. Let's go back. So 1355, 1454, 1454 again. Still in Italy. Still Mario Auditore. I bring my soldiers with me, as well as a miner like a miner of gold, not a miner like under 18 miner. And we descend into the old well. We will spend the day down there if we must. I am sure we are right on the right track. Most of the water has been drained from this well. I searched the earthen floor for any markings or switches. My men must think me mad. Some wooden structures remain from the excavation. I climb them to investigate the higher reaches of the chamber, but I find no clues. I silence my men and stand completely still. For several minutes we simply listen. Nothing. I push on the rock walls, focusing on extrusions or loose stones. Nothing moves. I find no traces of anything mechanical and no ropes. Perhaps this was just a simple well. It was foolish to think we would find anything but rock down here. We are done for Wait! The miner's flame! It dances as he approaches the back wall. There's a chamber hidden here. We put all of our strength into pushing the wall, and it slides. Wait! The miner's flame! Haha! I love this guy, A. Gramática. And... 1454, Mario Auditore, Monteriggioni, Italy again. Monteriggioni. I gotta learn how to pronounce that. We enter a narrow hallway. There are carvings on the walls and panels on the floor. The miner, mouth agape, steps forward and is shredded by razor wire. We pull him back, but he is already dead. I sweep my sword before me as I slowly progress through the corridor. I encounter more razor wire and hack through it. Wow, he just walked into it and killed himself. It was so sharp. He walked into it and killed himself. A false floor tile. I stumble, but one of my guards catches my shoulder. I hold my torch near the floor, but I see no bottom to the pit. Some of my men turn back. I do not blame them. We begin to anticipate the traps and disarm many of them before they can trigger. I narrowly dodge a triggered arrow, and it pierces the chest of the man behind me. We have found it. Not some ornate treasure, but a simple wooden box. I advance and realize my misstep. A pendulum swoops from the ceiling. I try to dodge, but it splits my face, taking my left eye. I spit curses at the architect of this infernal chamber. I'm assuming that would be his ancestor of some sort. 1454, Mario Auditory, number 4 out of 5. A voice booms in my skull. Your pain is temporary. Ignore it. My men believe the box's contents will heal their wounds, but I tell them we must not open it. They draw their blades and attack me. I remind my men that I'm a better swordsman, but they attack as one. I hold them back with the flat of my blade and the toes of my boot. They will not listen to reason. The artifact has not been hoarded like some prized treasure, but hidden away to be forgotten. Who knows what it might unleash? I am forced to strike down 2 of my men before they can gain an advantage. One man pushes past me and tries to open the lid. I stab him through his back. What a cruel treasure this is, hidden away in the dark. After what we have suffered, after slaying men I call my friends, I must look inside. I must know, but I will not. Well, dang. Yeah, it's so... man, I don't know. The assassins, they are so scared of using technology, of using the stuff because of what it could bring. That's kind of like being scared of electricity. You know, obviously it can kill people, but not if you don't use it the way it was meant to be used. Alright, the last one of Mario Auditore. I want this thing out of Monteregione, whatever it may be. My brother will know what to do with it. As I carry the box out of the chamber, it continues to speak to me. I will not submit. Remain still, it demands. I move faster. Clear your mind. I am not sure I will ever be able to clear my mind again after this day. Will you be healed, it promises. My wound has already stopped bleeding. What is this thing? It attempts to stun me by screaming in my head. It nearly succeeds. The voice does not seem hostile, despite its urgency. Perhaps it does only wish to heal, but I will not take a chance. It is done. I've hidden the damnable thing in the villa. Soon Giovanni will arrive to move it away from here. It becomes the Brotherhood's problem now. So, if it was so hard to get to, I don't understand why he decided it was so important for him to go after it. Oh, it's the wrong one. This one. Okay, so they're going to keep attacking his villa unless he moved it. New genetic memory, Perodo Calderon, 104, 1498. Location, Agnadello. My order keeps an artifact in Agnadello, one with powers I cannot explain. If it can heal my child, I will travel any distance. I will need a horse, but I cannot return to the convent to retrieve my own. I pull a soldier from his saddle and challenge him for his mount. I chose a dangerous victim. This man is skilled with a longsword. I take note of the man's armor and exploit his weakness. A swift boot to his crotch drops his guard. We lock blades, and he pushes me to the ground. I barely dodge his next move by throwing dirt into his eyes. We are starting to draw a crowd. I must end this soon. He parries my attack and returns with a thrust to my chest. I spin, yet he manages to draw blood. The soldier is my equal, but my desperate tactics best him. I take his horse and return for my son. Someday I will repay Julia's kindness, but first I must finish what I have started. I secure my child and set out for Agnadello. Peroto Calderon, 2 of 4, 1498. Still in Agnadello. I knew we were being chased, but I hoped for more time. We've only made it as far as Firenze, but I will have to stop to plan an ambush. Alexander's men will be here soon. I leave my horse in an alcove and bring my son to hide in the forest, my bow ready. The baby cries. I put an arrow through the back of one man's head before he can turn to face me. One of the soldiers, probably their leader, has remained on his horse. I shoot an arrow into its flank. The beast hurls its rider from his saddle and tramples him. They return fire. I hear the arrows rip through the foliage around me, but none manage to come close enough to worry me. My arrow goes wide. I correct my aim, and the follow-up hits. At first I believe I have missed my mark, but my arrow has nearly buried itself in my target. The rest of Alexander's hunting party turns tail. I have spooked them, but for how long? I am back on the road immediately, pushing my horse hard. Same guy, 3 of 4. My brothers have traveled from Agnadello to greet me, swords drawn. They know why I am here. They will not allow me to use the shroud. None shall stand in my way. Vincenzo, it seems only yesterday we trained together. I try to wound him, but he is not holding back. He exposes his side and I react. I will mourn him later. Why do they face me one at a time? Together they could easily take me. One of our recruits sweeps low and I swing high. I have left him with a horrible scar, but he may survive. I hear the soft click of her wrist blade and immediately thrust behind me. My sword connects with an assassin moving in for the kill. A thrown knife digs into my shoulder. I shudder as I pull it out and hurl it back into its owner's right eye. I leave my brothers either dead or disabled and continue. There is no returning to the Order. No returning to Roma. Only Agnadello. Same guy, the last one, 4 of 4. My enemies will come in greater numbers if my brothers do not reach me first. I give my life for my sons, gambling everything upon a legend. Where I am empty in faith, I am filled with desperate hope. So beautiful. It is a plain thing, carefully folded inside a simple wooden box. But it is also so much more. It speaks inside my head. I feel that it wants to heal my wounds. No, I am here for my son. I wrap his tiny body in the shroud. Flawed material, it tells me. I tell it he is not flawed, but it insists. I order it to heal him. I feel as though my head will burst. It takes all my concentration to keep from blacking out. My son screams. I have to force myself to leave him in the cloth. What chance does he have without it? I cradle my baby, wrapped in the shroud. It is humming an eerie song, and the voice in my head matches the tune. Your pain is temporary. Ignore it, it demands. Does it not understand that he is a mere infant? I remove my son from the shroud. He is no longer crying. He looks up at me with glossy eyes, and I wonder if he has truly been healed. Has this been worth the pain I have caused? I return the shroud to its box and leave. Well, I think that's a fantastic place to pause it, because the next one is going to start something completely new. Looks like Giovanni Borgia. Very cool. So, as always, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and we will see y'all on the next one. Remember to keep moving forward!